Chindunduma, a school in Zimbabwe. This film was made by development aid from People to People in 1980. It was produced with the support from the Film Institute's workshop in Denmark. Special thanks to the youth and teachers of the school in 1980.
Who are you?
I'm Lotte Petersen. I was part of the team who made this film and were part of building this school. And this film contained different scenarios from how we started, how the school was run, and how we made mass action to finish the school. Zimbabwe was until 1980 called Rhodesia and was an apartheid state ruled by a minority white rule. But in 1980 there was the first free election where a new government was elected and Zimbabwe was free. And in that connection, the new government invited ADPP to come and participate in building the country by building a school for the young people who came back from Mozambique, who've been in refugee camps in Mozambique. It was the Cindunduma school. People have high expectation for the future. Zimbabwe had just been through a very rough time where there has been a liberation struggle. Two liberation movements have struggled against the Rhodesian army who was trying to control the country. But now people have come back. Many have moved to Mozambique to join the freedom, the liberation struggle. But now they are back to their areas. Zimbabwe is a farming country. Most people live by the land. All Zimbabweans are farmers. But it's been very tough times. And as you can see, the conditions are rather primitive. There's not much developed in the agriculture. But it was very important for people to get land, to get the opportunity to grow their land. During the time of the fighting, the Rhodesian army have prohibited people to live where they wanted, but had kept them in different camps. So it was very limited what they could do of their farming. But now, 1980, everybody tried to get the most out of it and started to grow their land again. The new government, as their first initiative, was to do everything in their power to help people to get back on the land and back on farming and actually supply fertilizer and seeds for people to get started.
What's your name?
My name is Isaac.
How old are you?
42 years.
What good things have you got from the new government?
We've got good things from our government. He gives us maize, fertilizer, boys, everything we paid by the new government.
What about land?
In land, we have got land again.
What about your children?
Our children is going to school. They don't pay money. just our government helps us.
What happens if you become sick?
When the children becoming sick, they will take you to the hospital free of charge, without paying money. I think here in Zimbabwe, our country will be becoming a richest country.
How will the future be for yourself and your family?
And my family, they will be having good place to live in.
And your children?
Even our children too.
What do you think your children will be education?
I think my children, I want one of my son to be a doctor, and the daughter will be a nurse. That is what I am thinking in my life.
Okay.
There was an enormous spirit of hope and promise in the land. Everybody was very, very happy and have high expectation for the future. You felt the energy, you felt the vibe, you saw the flag, you saw the Pamberi, the Sanu everywhere. People was just very excited at this time. Developing Aid from People to People is an organization that started in Denmark 1977 and who had supported the refugees in Mozambique, the fighters from Zimbabwe. And as soon as the war was over, country was liberated, the Minister of Education contacted the ADPP and asked if we could come and build a school. And you can see the cross. There was a farm selected for the use of that. It's called Kemp Haven, and here you see how it looked like at that time. The ask was to build a school for refugee children coming back from Mozambique, so that they had a school, they could live and stay, and instead of ending up as street children in the streets of Harare, then they could continue that education they have started in Mozambique. So here is the place, ruins of an old farmhouse. There were some barns. It's been a tobacco plantation, so there are big barns. And this is where the school was meant to be. So it was a good place, a good farm, and there was a dam, so there was access to drinking water. And then our team arrived there in September 91, and only very short time after, 1 or 2 months later, the children started to arrive from Mozambique. Came in big buses and just arrived, and we were totally unprepared. The youth and children were actually very disappointed that they arrived. We came from a well-organized camp in Mozambique to this camp here where we just have raised tents, got from the army. Cooking was, and you can see the big pots there in the middle, they were cooking for 1,200 people every day over open fire, and the conditions were poor. So the disappointment was high, but at that time we talked with the Minister of Education, Mr. Mutambuka. So he came to cheer up the children.
Chibvaye yenyu moto tichitora hangu purazi rino ndozogara pano. Mochinda yenyu imba munoda.
He explained very well that now we got independent in our country. But that doesn't mean we got everything. It's just the start. Now we have to build our country. And you are the youth who are in a very lucky position because you have the opportunity, the possibility to actually be part of building this school together with this group of young people from Denmark who have come here to work together with us. But it demands hard work. Are you ready for that?
Hafu mboindawo asi vasati kwakaenda mwendo kwakaenda vadzima vamwe vokutanga vomboindawo haikona mowirana mozorongana vamwe vozoinda ukapera mavhiki 3 kana 4 vavo vodzokawo unoona ava makomrades kavaka vangambofarirawo kuti mumbovaimbira mbichana vamboona kuti maita sei.
So we started the building site. The children were not with us. They didn't want to work with us. They participated in a fight to liberate Zimbabwe from the white people, so they didn't want to work from some white people again, and they never believed at that time that it was their school. So what we did was that our idea about building the school together didn't work in that instant. So we engaged some people, some of the men from the nearby villages, constructors, carpenters, different craftsmen and others, and together with them we started the building. Here we have been fetching stones at the local factory where they produce those stone blocks. Us who came from Denmark was a very mixed group. It was teachers and students from the Traveling Folk High School. It was people who have worked as volunteers in the ADPP in Denmark and had collected money for raised money for the school project and who have been involved in the support for many years. And later on also became what we call the children's delegation team, where it was actually children who came. None of us were professional as such, but we are learning by doing. So here you can see one of our builders, Ernest, he is teaching Inger Dukes how to lay bricks. So we were actually learning and building at the same time. We worked on different ways to engage the youth and the children. And one way was that we offered in the afternoon that they could come to the building site and learn the skills of building. They could learn it from some of those construction workers we had from the villages. So here you can see it was a success. Many children came to learn, and here you can see how the builder is instructing them. And you also see the children, how many of them learning, trying to lay the bricks, doing it right. In the background you can see also many who thought it was very interesting just to play around and they like to be filmed and all that. But it was the start of integrating them in the work that we actually did. We made some breaks in the work. where we were entertaining ourselves. Here is a bicycle obstacle race. And here is Flemming Gustafsson. He was the leader of the building site. So it was.
Hvad lavede du, da du var med i USS? Da vi var i USS hjemme i Viborg, der begyndte vi at arrangere et loppe.
Here is Lene.
Det startede med, at vi
She's one of the girls at the team. She's 18 years old and she comes from a town, Viborg in Denmark. She's part of the, we call it the delegation team. And she explained how she has been part of collecting clothes and things in Denmark and selling them to raise money for the building of the school. And she thinks the reason she came to Zimbabwe was that she wanted really to make sure or to be part of building the school and that way contribute to the building and also secure that the money they have collected was spent correctly.
Jeg er helt sikker på, at pengene blev brugt, som de skulle. Alright. Amen. Amen. And water. That's right. And can one of you tell me how much sand do we use? Henry?
8 shovels.
Lene explains, in the beginning when we came, then the children here were quite skeptical. They didn't expect anything good from white people. But I think now they've got to know us, we got to know each other, and they have actually seen we are different and they have accepted us. So now things are going much better.
Nu har de set, at os, der kommer fra USS, vi er anderledes, så vi arbejder sammen med dem, og vi er gode kammerater med dem. Og nu er vi fuldt accepteret hernede, og de synes, det er altid, at vi er her.
In the beginning, we bought all the blocks we needed for the building and a factory nearby. But we discovered it's a rather simple production. So we bought some molds so we could produce them ourselves. And the youth came after they finished their lessons at the school as volunteers, and they came and participated in mixing sand and cement, giving it water and making blocks and friends.
Mano, 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 mano. Uy.
The building started to raise, and it came to the roofing. And here we had 3 carpenters we have engaged from Matsiva, and here they were teaching the oldest boys, those in grade 7, how to make rafters. So they're good teachers. Everybody was doing their part and learning, and you know what happens sometimes, you don't hit the right nail. We had a tradition of finishing the day with some entertainment. Here it's Alan who is teaching everybody how to dance boogie woogie. Mozambique, where the children came from, was organized as a school, and the teachers came with them and continued the education in Zimbabwe.
That is when I joined the teaching force in Mozambique. The type of education I received in Mozambique was very much different from the type of education which was given to most of our friends here during the colonial system. During the colonial system, it was a type of education which was aimed at making a student a stooge. The teacher was know-all, and the student was supposed to just listen to the teacher and no question. If you ask any question, then you were said to be asking for a whip. I received my TE1 in Mozambique, and this kind of education is aimed at giving sufficient education to all our dear comrades all over Zimbabwe. And this is the type of education we are trying to implement here in Zimbabwe. It is education with production. That is the kind of education we were doing in Mozambique. A teacher should also participate in the work which all the youth will be doing, so that the youth will copy from what the teacher does. If the mother steals, then the child will also steal. So we are taught to be very lenient with the youth. As a teacher-student relationship was very much emphasized. And we were taught to teach the youth self-reliance. And this is a major fact everybody should take note of. Or otherwise, if you are always spoon-fed, then one will never do anything in the world.
Of his hormone oxen.
The classes was organized and they had regular schedule, but we didn't have any buildings, so they were sitting outside under the tree. And here, the teacher is a former pilot in the army. He was teaching physics and mathematics.
By the terminal band.
Some of the lessons took place inside the tents, because the tents function as dormitories and classrooms at the same time. Here is one of the girls' dormitories where the lesson takes place. There could be 50, 60 children or youth in each class, but all paid attention and had big interest. Here you can see how the day is scheduled, and even you don't understand it, it's mixture between academic subject and its practical subject like building construction or agriculture, sport, music, physics, geographic, Shona, English, a range mixture of different things.
We know that we get most of our timbers on the eastern border of the country. I want someone to tell me what is out of the timber. What are we going to get out of that timber? Which is cut. Yes, that one in the corner.
Hi.
Is this here a heavy industry or a large industry?
It's a heavy industry.
It is a large industry, isn't it?
Grace is teaching grade 1. It was both children from the youth and children from the nearby villages. And you will notice she is an excellent teacher.
John is great.
Good. Sit down. Now play this for you. Again. Good. Another one. Come on, read. Go to sit down and read.
John is right. Is a great donkey. John is happy. He is riding a donkey. The donkey is great.
Good. Play this for you. Good. Now you read after me. Mary is sitting. She is sitting on a chair.
She is sitting on
The chair is black. Mary is sitting. Someone to read it. Kevin, stand up and read.
Mary is
Sitting.
She is
She is sitting on a chair.
sitting on a chair. The chair is black. Mary is sitting on a chair.
Good. Get this for you. Again. Now everyone stand up. Good. Read after me. Mary is sitting. She is sitting on a chair. The chair is black. Mary is sitting on a chair. Good. Baba. Well done. Get this for them. Good. Now I want someone to write the word chair on the board. Betty, come and write chair on the board. Quickly.
We had a school choir, and here they just got the example of the uniforms. They were sewn by volunteers in Denmark, and the first load was received and they were given to the choir. So here they are presenting it for the rest of the children at the school. Among the practical education was production of windows. We got the equipment, also got free from Denmark, for a metal workshop. And here you see Kate, she was one of the teachers, and again teaching the highest grade. They were learning how to produce in the workshop.
If you cannot understand the question,
The Steel Force Bazooka, one of the teachers.
so each and everyone should be concentrating on the theory part of metal welding. That is question number 1. What is a welding machine used for? And its main purpose, which means you've got to know what a welding machine is, or a transformer welding, don't say.
We have a sewing workshop. We have received 10 sewing machines and organized a workshop in the old barns. And here you see Alan, who was the teacher. The girls were sewing, and they are sewing sports equipment for the football team. It was also organized so that those girls who were more experienced and knew how to sew were training and educating, teaching the new ones. As you can see, here is a learner. She's getting instructions, and soon is her time to sew. So here you're seeing she's sewing the first thing in her life on the sewing machine. It's going slowly but well. There was always a very good mood in the sewing workshop, and there was a lot of story being told at the same time as the girls were working. In the barn we also had a carpenter workshop where the youth were producing benches for the school. The education in construction, it was done so that first here we are planning, it's me and Fleming and one of the teachers who are planning the theory behind. We're sitting in our tent and planning for the next day. It was always important to have the teachers as part of it. So here it's me teaching the theory about building construction to a class. And the next step is we're going out to the building site where we'll work with the builders, and the youth will be part of the different productions there.
Line chidina nechidina chine zofanira kubata chi level zvese zvakafira kudai so nokuti ukangosiya buri rimwe chete so imba yatoshata inenge yakutodai kana kuzotowa zvayo ukagara kwemakore mashoma unozoona imba yako yakuitira munhu ichipira yakadai nokuti haina kumira zvakanaka mochiisa chakanaka kudai zvokuti unobva waona kuti chakaenzana neline hachidi kana kukwirira kana kudai kana kuwira mukati kana kudai toda unatsa kuflasha neline zvakanatsa kuita level hazo kudai uri kuona izvi tobva tacheka dhaka redu zvakanaka na right. Ya, zinyambijana zinyafuti ngatiende kumukati mbijana zinyafuti ngatiuye kunze mbijana ya vakanaka ticheka zvakamai pamwesenedza pana pakunyandipana no unotora wakadai nemberi kwetitaura kutanga.
We also had a group of youth who are learning electricity, and here it's Bo Høyer who are the teacher, and here they're installing light in a classroom.
My name is Tekshua. I am 16 years old and I am in grade 5. Here at Chindunduma we learn electricity These days we are making electricity in classes in agriculture workshop. And here in Zimbabwe, the term of settlers, I'm an electrician. There was no electrician here in Zimbabwe. There was very few. And there was very difficult to get more education. That's why these days we are learning electricity because we want to develop our country. And we want to put everywhere here in Zimbabwe electricity lights. And there is so many, some youth which is learning electricity here at Chindunduma. I think next year we should be enough.
There was a tradition that every module was finalized with issuing certificate to those who have participated.
We were doing things like metalwork, welding, and so forth. Now, we are going to issue you some licenses or some certificates for those who succeeded in using some different machines in our workshop. Right. Our number one, we've got Tonderai. Grade 6B. The next one, we've got 7. Here you are. Right, let's dance for him. Again.
In their spare time, the youth were relaxing and doing different things. Here they are in the camp, where some of the boys are sewing a bag out of some of the one destroyed tent.
This holiday,
Oh, where will you go during the holidays?
I shall go to Tungiza assembly point.
See Tungiza?
Yes, to see my brother.
Who is there?
Yes,
What is he doing by now?
he is just waiting with others.
From Engleton now, we have to go to Tat. My father has got a farm. We have bought 12 in the family. And one of my brothers working in Sosdale, and another one, my sister is married in Stinger district.
Are you going to write me a letter?
Yes, I will.
And here the girls are playing netball. Here are two good friends going down, crossing the dam, going down to do some fishing.
There, that is a good place. So we have to look something for fishing that time. Yes. Come.
Some of the youngest boys had made a race line in the back. Here they produced their own cars and were racing them until the sun went down. Here in the workshop they are producing, and if you can see this here, it's a copy of the Mercedes-Benz truck that we had on the building site. So it became the 18th of April 1981, and this was the 1-year anniversary of Zimbabwe's independence. And we, here you can see the school choir, the school, the headmasters, the teachers, all of us were part of celebrating it in Mansiva together with the local community there. And the year was called the Year of People's Power, of consolidating the people's power. Yeah, here you see the headmaster of the school in Cindunduma talking to the local community, telling the story of how Zimbabwe was colonized, how the first white people with Sissi Road came to Zimbabwe. They asked people to put a cross on a piece of paper. They did, but what they didn't know was that they have signed for that they gave away all their land. Everybody participated in the entertainment, and also us from ADPP. We were singing and dancing "O Susanne," and it showed up to be a great hit. Our building went well, but rather slow. So we invited a new thing. We wanted to make actions on the building side. So we invited the local community to come for a Saturday and build. And here we are part of the preparation. Tove, it was prepared weeks in advance, but here Tove is with the guys down at the river to fetch river sand for the mixing of concrete. It was always easy to mobilize a big team to go to the river to fetch river sand. Not all was that productive. There were different other things going on at the same time, but everybody enjoyed themselves. We have found a way to construct where the structure of the building was made by iron, and by raising then on the forehand, then we have the skeleton of a building. And now our goal was that in one big action on a Saturday we want to build a whole building. So here we are preparing for the floor, and the professional builders have raised the iron structure and made sure they were totally in place before the action took place. The team had the interesting task to make sure everything in the top was also connected well. Finally, the Saturday arrived. We are expecting 1,000 people to come and participate. So here started gathering everybody at the assembly place in front of the water tower. We had also invited one of the brigade from Matsiva to come, and they arrived in their tank. Trucks have been around to the neighboring villages and collecting people. And here the women from Keep 7 are arriving. We have made a smart organization, so there are different groups, and they're all led by one of the professional builders and one from ADPP. And you can see here they're lined up between the signs, so everybody knows what was a task. It's a leading group, Annette and Birgit and John Frost. And here is the vice headmaster who was welcoming everybody to the action day. We also had VIP guests. Here is the Minister of Education, and it is the Swedish ambassador. Both the government from Sweden, Denmark and Norway have been part of contributing economically to the building of the school.
2 platoons zemauteranu vabva kunational army kumount Darwin. And zvakare tinenge tine grade 6A, B, C, D and E. Dzevana vepano paChindunduma primary school. Kozouya vamwe vasati vasvika.
After a short introduction, everybody goes out with their team to their place of work.
Let's come at the end of it.
Here you see the team who are doing the concreting of the floors and also building the walls in the building. Here the soldiers from the platoon in Darwin. Esther is showing them how to place it. Very good with the soldiers, they are strong and good. Here's Cindunduma, the Minister of Education, together with the Swedish ambassador who's trying to give advice on how to do it. And here's a team working at the gable, laying the bricks. They're all standing on one side and laying one line at a time. So here you see the final result. We managed to make the concrete floor in 4 classrooms, almost, and build the wall almost to the roof. Originally we planned to build on one building, all of us, but we realized of security reasons it was better to separate, so we're actually working at 2 buildings simultaneously. So while there was a team making the concrete floor and the walls, then another team was working on the roof on the neighbor building. And we managed to lay the whole roof at that day. The women had a special task about whitewashing the two other buildings who had been built already. And they are very energetic and very good with their work. They have never been doing this kind of work before, but they went to it and they just went for it, and it worked well. After 1 year, the school was finalized. It had 10 classroom buildings. And here are the teachers' houses for the teachers along the road. Here you see some of the students helping the teacher to make a bed. And here are the dormitories, where there was one section for girls and a bigger one for boys. During our time, we got a VIP visit from Cindunduma, who at that time was the president of the liberation movement in Namibia, called SWAPO. And 10 years later, he became the first president of a free Namibia. Here he arrived by helicopter, and our team of dancers welcomed him.
Pambernezani, Pambernezubatana, Pambernezuabo. Comrades, we are proud of what you are doing here, carrying out self-reliant schemes. You are producing your own food. We have seen your garden there. Above all, you are building your own schools, your houses. This is indeed a great achievement, and I urge you to continue to support these self-reliant schemes and the policies of ZANU-PF, Prime Minister Mugabe, and the revolutionary Zimbabwean government. And may I also thank the comrades from Danish
aid from people to people who are helping in this self-reliant scheme. Salutations, congratulations for the achievement of freedom and independence, for the victory you have scored over the forces of British settler colonialists in Zimbabwe, for the seizing of power, not only for the people of Zimbabwe, but for the entire African people and the progressive mankind. The struggle for the African people never been a struggle against the white people, but a struggle against the system of colonialism, imperialism, racism, and foreign domination. We are not only fighting to free the Africans who are oppressed by the minority white settlers, but we are fighting to free also those whites who are compelled by circumstances to support the policies of racism, fascism, and exploitation of many by many in our country. Therefore, the struggle we are waging in Africa is a struggle to contribute to world peace, justice, and equality of men. Samberi, Prime Minister Mugabe. Samberi, Prime Minister Mugabe. Samberi, the friendship between the people of Namibia and the people of Zimbabwe. Aluta, a Victoria, a Victoria. Thank you very much, comrade.